I'm going to keep it straightforward because the last thing you need when you're trying to decide on an office chair is another sleazy spiel. I know the hesitation that comes with spending a few $100s on something you'll sit in all day. You wonder if the ergonomics really work, if the adjustments are worth the price tag, and whether you'll end up with a chair that looks great but feels cheap after a few weeks. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. In this review, I'll walk through the real-world experience of the Steelcase gesture, point out where it shines, where it falls short, and help you decide if it's the right fit for your setup. When you're shopping for an office chair, the biggest mistake is treating it like any other piece of furniture. A chair that looks sleek in the catalog can become a source of neck strain, back pain, or just plain annoyance if it doesn't adapt to the way you actually work. That's why I spent a few days testing the gesture in a typical home office environment, swapping between long writing sessions, video calls, and quick breaks to see how the adjustments held up over time. The goal was to see if the chair lives up to Steelcase's promise of all-day comfort and to find any hidden trade-offs that only become clear after a few hours of use. The gesture is built around a principle I've seen in a lot of premium office chairs: every part that moves does so in sync with the rest of the seat. The backrest and seat cushion are linked, so when you recline the back, the seat slides forward slightly, preserving lumbar support without you having to readjust. That mechanism feels subtle but intentional. After a few minutes you stop noticing it, which is exactly what you want in an ergonomic system. The chair also offers a fully adjustable armrest that can move up and down, in and out, and even rotate, which is handy if you switch between a keyboard at your desk and a drawing tablet on a stand. The seat depth adjustment lets you slide the cushion forward or back, accommodating longer legs or a more compact sitting posture. All of these tweaks are operated via levers and knobs that are clearly labeled, and they lock into place with a firm but not overly stiff click. Who should consider this chair? If you're someone who spends 4 or more hours a day at a desk, especially if you alternate between sitting upright for focused work and leaning back for brainstorming or calls, the gesture's range of adjustments can make a noticeable difference. Remote workers who have set up a permanent home office, freelancers who move between a kitchen table and a dedicated desk, and anyone who suffers from mild lower back discomfort will likely appreciate the synchronized back seat movement and the ability to fine-tune arm placement. The 12-year warranty also signals that Steelcase expects the chair to endure a heavy use schedule, which is reassuring for people who treat their workspace as a long-term investment. On the flip side, if you're a student, a part-timer, or someone who only needs a chair for a few hours a week, the gesture may be overkill. Its price point sits well above entry-level office chairs, and the extensive adjustability adds a learning curve that could feel unnecessary if you never really move around while you work. People who have very tight spaces should also take note. The chair's footprint is generous, and the hard floor casters, while smooth on tile or laminate, can leave small scuffs on hardwood unless you add a protective mat. If you're looking for a minimalist aesthetic with hidden wheels, you might find the exposed black frame a bit too industrial for a home environment. In terms of practical strengths, the first thing that stood out was the durability of the fabric. The Connect weave is a 100% polyester that feels breathable enough for summer days yet resilient enough that you can't easily snag it with a coffee spill. After a week of daily use, the material showed no signs of pilling or surface wear, which is a common complaint with cheaper mesh chairs. The hard floor casters glide nicely across tile and carpet, and because they're made of a softer polymer rather than hard plastic, they don't make the dreaded squeaking noise that can be distracting during video meetings. The chair's base is sturdy. Even when I leaned back fully, the base didn't wobble, giving a sense of confidence that you can trust the chair to stay put during quick movements. The downsides are mostly tied to the very features that make the gesture premium. The adjustment levers, while well-designed, are positioned in a way that requires you to get up and sit down a couple of times to find the perfect height for the armrests. If you're used to a one-click height setting, this can feel tedious. The chair also arrives ready to assemble, which means you'll spend about 1,520 minutes putting together a fairly heavy frame and attaching the back and seat. It's not a puzzle, but the weight of the components can be.